Hello everyone, this is Archive of 12, and today we have a rap battle from Rustage featuring 954 Mari. This is a Kurama versus Sukuna rap battle. So basically, the battle of the entities that possess the main characters. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out because, I mean, both of these individuals in their respective timelines hold vast amounts of power. Of the two, I would say Sukuna technically might be more powerful, only because of the fact that on several occasions, Naruto has actually almost lost Kurama. And I think at one point he actually didn't he? I never watched Boruto or Naruto Shippuden, so I don't know the full timeline of events, but I think at one point Kurama actually sacrificed himself, if I remember correctly, for Naruto. Whereas, for one, Sukuna is not that kind, and two, I feel like there's a point where like Sukuna wouldn't like be able to be sacrificed. What I mean by that is that I feel like the way that Jujutsu Kaisen is written, for the most part, I again haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, so these are two characters I only know peripherally. But the way that I understand Sukuna is that in the JJK universe, Sukuna's power is like practically god tier, whereas Kurama does have limits. And in addition to that, also Kurama was almost stolen from Naruto, I think, at one point too. Like his power was they tried to drain his power out of Naruto. So like I feel like of the two power-wise, Sukuna is actually more powerful than Kurama, but it's not about that. I mean, Goku technically is weaker than Superman, and yet in the epic rap battle of history, Goku kind of cooks Superman pretty hard. So when it comes to the rap battle, it doesn't matter how powerful the character is, it matters how strong their bars are. So I'm very interested to see how 954 Mari and Rustage decide to cover these two characters. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch that, my commentary, because we'll be pausing and we'll be talking about it. Also down below is a link to my Patreon where you can find longer form reaction videos to various anime and TV shows. And now that I've talked for almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds, let's get started.
I'm a bigger incident than Shibuya, so I gon' cross you out of your resting place. You ain't more than a shadow clone and a flow of mine you don't replicate. Leave him looking like Nagato, cause there ain't no way he forgets this pain. You are not in my class, that's why they saying he's in a special grade. What is a king to a beast? Say you're the greatest, but struggle with killing a teen. 1,000 years old and you're beefing with children, ask Yuji to give you permission to speak. Even my mythos more famous than yours, as you ain't gon' find no one who's bigger than me. Rushing your end like your manga did, headed domains like you ain't paid your bill and receipts. They need my help, you need help with Gojo. Round of applause, get clapped like Todo. Go check the polls, your rankings are so low. Ain't got no clout or fans in your own show. Walking round like you royalty, you're gon' crucify this divine ruler. I'm in the heart of Okage, you got fingers deep inside a high schooler.
Wow. Okay. First of all, I have a correction to make when it comes to what I was just saying. First, I should have clarified that I also know that Sukuna's power is tied to how many fingers the character has eaten, and I don't know how many that Itadori has eaten, so there's a very distinct possibility that as of the end of the current Jujutsu Kaisen run, Kurama is technically more powerful than Sukuna. So, like, I don't know what full power Kurama versus full power Sukuna would actually look like, but I think, like, if you're just judging the possession character, not the overall character that they are possessing with that power, so not Naruto and Yuji, just Sukuna versus Kurama, I think at full power, Sukuna is technically stronger. Just based on the way that Jujutsu Kaisen, like, the way that their like domains and whatnot work, I think Sukuna is technically more powerful than Kurama. But as of right now, Kurama might be the more powerful character. I will say, those bars were nasty, especially that last one. The talking about like how Sukuna in the early stages when Yuji only had like one, maybe two fingers in it. That sounded awful. Sorry, that last bar from Rustage really screwed up my perception of what was going to happen. When Yuji had only eaten two of Sukuna's fingers, that still doesn't sound right, but that's technically correct. Like, he was getting clapped left and right. Like, Todo was able to stop him. There were multiple things that, like, Sukuna wasn't able to actually do. He kind of belied how powerful he truly was. In addition to that, also, there's the fact that, like, Gojo is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful character in the show as of right now, and Sukuna, like, kind of got clapped pretty hard early on by Gojo. So, I do like the fact that Kurama pointed that out, kind of like calling him out. I was like, you say you're good, but are you really? Like, even when I was at my weakest, I was still capable of, like, fully possessing Naruto and possibly causing massive amounts of horrific destruction, and everybody feared me. You got slapped around by a high schooler and a guy that likes applause. But that last line that Kurama listed, wow, just
Crucify this divine ruler. I'm in the heart of Okage. You got fingers deep inside a high school.
that would have been a game ender, period, if that had been like the last line. So I can't even imagine what they're cooking up next.
Stuck in that Uchiha pocket when you lock eyes. Channel Tsukiyomi with the right view. First 48, turn on Fox 5. Chalk lines, how they finna find you. If Naruto with him, I'm not even tripping. Cook boy in this bitch like Hansel and Gretel. In a beast, they the same. You a dog, I'm the devil. I'm sitting on a throne, you locked in a kennel. I'm a special grade, you should reassess. Like chewing an exam, I don't see a test. Referendum box, make him leave and check. Either A or B, I'll leave a C in death. I'm pick.
Okay, so far, like, Sukuna is really hyping himself up. And I know I paused it before his thing ended, but I just want to point this out. Sukuna sitting on a throne versus Kurama in a kennel. That's not really helping the argument that right now Kurama's stronger than Sukuna. Because if Kurama's strong enough to need to be locked away, that tells you that maybe that's a pretty big threat. Like, that, I personally am not taking that as a diss so much as a statement of fact. Like, Kurama being locked away just means that just proves how dangerous he is. Where Sukuna sitting on a throne, like, Sukuna's power is tied to how many things that, how many fingers that the wielder has eaten. And so, like, Sukuna being able to sit on a throne just means that, like, yeah, he's a big bad, but he's not, like, super powerful yet. Like, he isn't powerful enough to need to be caged. You know what I mean? Like, imagery wise, I know the lore behind why that is. So I don't need anybody explaining that to me. I know why those are two very different situations, but, like, imagery wise, that doesn't really help Sukuna's argument all that much, in my opinion. Because it just proves that, like, Sukuna is weak enough that people aren't worried about him, whereas Kurama is strong enough that he had to be locked away. I'm going to rewind that because I also wanted to comment on the first 48 bar, because that was actually a pretty nice call out.
I'm in the heart of Okage. You got fingers deep inside a high schooler.
Stuck in that Uchiha pocket when you lock eyes. Channel Tsukiyomi with the right view. First 48, turn on Fox 5. Chalk lines, how they finna find you.
I like, that's the bar that I wanted to comment on, because, like, as a true crime enthusiast, like, I do have to say that Sukuna really had a really like nice call out there, saying, if you mess with me, then you're gonna be an episode of the first 48 on Channel 5. And I don't know. To me, I thought that was pretty fun. I'm not gonna say it was a strong bar, but I will say it was a very clever one. And the editing for this video is fantastic. I just want to point that out too. Like, being able to mix these two together, like they actually happened. Like, I really enjoy the fact that, like, the editor, I'll have to look at the editor at the end of this, but, like, I really enjoy that the editor managed to cross these two over so well.
If Naruto with him, I'm not even tripping. Cook boy in this bitch like Hansel and Gretel. And the beast ain't the same, you a dog, I'm the devil. I'm sitting on a throne, you locked in a kennel. I'm a special grade, you should reassess. Like chewing an exam, I don't see a test. Referendum box, make him leave and check. Either A or B, I'll leave a C in death. I'm picking a litter, don't need a guess. Leave him spayed and neutered, he should see a vet. Oh, this can know who greatest demon back. Clip the leaf off him, he a chia pet. Christian playing out.
I kind of wish that the way that they had spelled that had been Uchiha, not Achiha. Just because I feel like that would have been a better usage of that section. I think that's what Mari may have said was Uchiha, but the way the lyrics were written was Achiha, or Achia. Excuse me, not Chiha.
Oh, this can know who greatest demon back. Clip the leaf off him, he a chia pet.
Like I guess he did say chia pet. I would have honestly, I would have preferred him saying Uchiha pet, and maybe in the parenthesis be chia pet. I don't know. I just make it a little bit more like personal. Like with if you cut the leaves off him, then he's basically Sasuke's bitch. Is basically what I'm trying to get at.
The Christian planning out your show full of bitches and you mad butts. I'm king and you a Kardashian curse. Saw that fella just a bad look. Stained with blood and it's so repulsive. Hot red handed, you know the culprit. Nervous, take my opponent doping. Fox turn white, heel Lowland Vulpix.
Don't diss the Alolan Vulpix. I'm sorry, but that's the superior Vulpix. Screw you. I like, in terms of bars, I'm not even trying to be biased here. In terms of bars, I'd say Kurama hit better than Sukuna. Sukuna had a lot of really cool punches, but I don't feel like they were as pointed or as hard hitting as Kurama's were. I like the, like I said, I like the Fox 5 / first 48 bar. I feel like I still feel like the prison bar ended up actually working against Sukuna on that, because it made that just imagery wise, like I said, makes Kurama feel like a bigger threat. Like he was so dangerous, he needed to be locked away. Don't like the diss on the Alolan Vulpix. I don't feel like that was. I know why they called him out. I know why that they decided to go that route, but I don't feel like. I don't know. I felt like that one was kind of weak, especially to end the verse, because Kurama had such a like dastardly way of ending his first verse. So ending this verse with the Alolan Vulpix just felt really weak in comparison. I don't know, like, I guess Sukuna just kind of like hyped himself up while just doing regular disses towards Kurama, where Kurama went for the jugular, in my opinion.
Tails talking, bring the 9 and feel it better than you're writing.
I like how he spun the Alolan Vulpix into him transforming into Ninetales. I like that. But that just made the bar feel even weaker.
Right here, Lowland Vulpix.
Tails talking, bring the 9 and feel it better than you're writing. Pokemon know your type, instead it bolts to those immune to lighting. I got flash fire, I'm immune to fire and watching finger gunning, but your chamber's empty. 4 eyes, but still short-sighted. Reading 10 pages to explain your techniques. You ain't no trouble, Sukuna Matata, amending a curse like a sentence.
Sukuna Matata. Again, Kurama's coming in for the jugular. Like Sukuna's gonna have to have something real wicked under his 20 fingers if he's going to want to really deal with Kurama, because Kurama's being a menace in this.
Started reading 10 pages to explain your techniques. You ain't no trouble, Sukuna Matata, amending a curse like a censorship. You got 20 fingers just to hold the cell and getting ratio less than a Keno did. It's like you knew already what was gonna happen, because you made a shrine to get buried in. You ain't in a level that I've been, I'm talking nah. I'd win.
Run back his trauma, it was me, Barry, showing red eyes and a yellow flag. Then it told Jack them they don't like fun.
Okay.
Now we half gone, what the hell was that? RP the juice, put 9s on a shirt. Will of fire sealed into a crucible. Box him back to doing Kage paperwork. I sent a QB back into a cubicle. 9 tails relegated to a 9 to 5. Where's the pride? Shit is embarrassing. Big beams, false card in the headlights. I just turned Barry into carry. Sonics will send tails flying, going outside, tuck tail, then flash back to the swing. Now Fable, this smoke turn a demon to a goat.
Shout out to Fable, turn a demon to a ghost. I like that. I don't think that that maybe he's gonna end with something. Hold on. Let's not comment until the thing is over.
I really want to know what's a demon to a king.
Okay, I like the shout out to Fable, but I still don't think that Sukuna took out Kurama with that. I feel like Kurama won that. I feel like Kurama like absolutely decimated Sukuna. Like I just don't feel like Sukuna's bars were as hard hitting and as like devastating and super personal. But I mean, I could be wrong. Every time I do these rap battles, oftentimes I end up getting called out saying, you backed the wrong person. The other person won. So maybe that'll happen here. Maybe some people vibed with Sukuna more than Kurama. But personally, I feel like Rustage covered Kurama with like a freaking... Like, it was like almost a knife to a gunfight sort of scenario. Like, Kurama knew what he was doing, and Sukuna was just kind of like talking shit. Is how I feel like this ultimately went, which is unfortunate because I was expecting a little bit more like equal footing back and forth. But Kurama, to me, took this hands down, both first and second verse. He destroyed everything. And Sukuna was playing defensive mostly. He had some good bars, but nothing that truly like pointed me in the direction of, oh yeah, no, that completely outclassed everything that Sukuna, or even a little bit of what Kurama said. So to me, Kurama won. But we'll see if that holds up in the court of public opinion. In the meantime, thank you for joining me. I am Arkoff12, and I will see you in the next video.